is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. So I think we are a team of young members who are going to discuss about how to save the environment. So Fariha is 16 years old. I am very happy to have you. And she is a student, she is an active feminist, and she is an environmentalist. She's a nature lover, and she is also working with NGOs like Phoenix, Fridays for Future Hyderabad. And her aspiration is to clean the oceans and the water bodies so that we humans get fresh and healthy water. Very noble aspiration, Fariha. So, so KJ Cherry, I will refer to you as KJ Cherry here, and Utkarsh is a state level TT player, very good table tennis player, very good. So, first of all, to begin with, a common question for all of you: what should we do to increase the awareness about environmental pollution? Charita, would you like to go first?
One thing, okay, so this question is very important, and thank you for asking that, Devika ji. To increase awareness, I think that we have to tell whoever is, to tell the people that the consequences of what they're doing towards nature, because sometimes people, when they're not aware, when we don't tell what will happen, how it's going to affect us in return, they will not listen. So until and unless we state facts, with numbers, estimates, how is it affecting us, the animals, everybody else on the planet Earth, only then I think they will actually listen, because numbers are really woof like that.
Thank you, Cherry. Utkarsh, your views, please.
Yeah, I do agree to Cherry's answer. It was quite straight that we need to make sure that everyone gets the consequences. But I would like to put up a question. Don't you think that by this time, by 2020, people have already known the consequences, are still living with it? I mean, that's kind of difficult to take in. That's what I would say.
Okay, very nice. Fariha, your views?
Yeah, so I think that one of the best ways is to conduct workshops in schools, because children are really they get easily influenced, basically, and to conduct competitions or surveys to educate people, because people get really enthusiastic when they compete and might learn something on the way. And to start with something like a local environment day in our own state, wherein every month we can go and do something like a cleanup or plant trees or just simply protest for more green cover in Telangana. But the important thing is to know that every effort matters, and no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, we whatever we do to save the environment, it matters. That's what we have to.
Thank you to all of you for such wonderful thoughts. I would like to ask Cherry, who is responsible for the environmental pollution, the individual or the government?
That's another lovely question, Devika ji. But I would like, before answering your question, I would like to say that all of us are living on planet Earth, right? So I think I'm answering your question directly. Everyone, each and every one of us are responsible towards how the environment is right now. Because sometimes even when the government tries to do something, like if, for instance, you have KCR who is doing Harita Haram in our state, in Telangana state, but not everybody does that, right? And also the hard part is, it's okay, it's easy to plant sapling, you can easily plant. The next hard part comes is actually taking care of it, watering every day, and if you don't have rains, you have to water every day, take care of it, and then see until it grows into a more stronger plant and then into a tree, right? So it's not an easy thing. And then you have Swachh Bharat campaigns. Did anybody really follow that? No. So I also I should share one story that I knew a friend. We're not friends anymore, but he used to tell me that he would just litter on the ground, just like that, and he would tell me there are people to clean. It's their job. They will do it. And I was so shocked by that answer because that's not how it is. If you are littering, you're supposed to clean it up because you're living there. We're not cockroaches to be littering there and still doing everything like that, right? So that's what I don't get, why people are so ignorant. And I think we need to change that behavior. So it's not just the government, sometimes the policies, the traditions that we follow,
Yes.
sometimes religious traditions and everything. Uh, I think instead of getting offended by saying that please use something eco-friendly, why don't they use the same kind of determination to say, okay, let us actually be eco-friendly? Like, for instance, you have Ganesh Chaturthi, and by the way, happy Ganesh Chaturthi, everybody. And after a few days, you take the Ganesh idol and then you submerge under water. That is a nice tradition. But then, if you do not use proper eco-friendly products to make the idol, then obviously it is going to affect the marine life, the fish, everything. And then in turn, we eat that fish sometimes, right? So it's going to affect us again. So I just wish that people are more conscious about it. So nobody is to be blamed separately. It's all of us. That's what I think.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm coming to Fariha with a basic question. Do you drink bottled water? Yes or no? If yes, why? And if no, why not?
I think it's obvious that no, I don't. But I used to a lot. I actually used to get a 10 rupees bottled water every day in college, every day. And like I found that all the bottled water that we use, they end up in landfills. And what happened recently is that in Delhi, a landfill was about 58 meters high and it fell on someone. It fell on about 2, 3 people and they were injured. And the thing about landfills is that they just the trash, it just stays there and it affects that land, right? And the thing is that it's not only for the environment. When you drink water out of a plastic bottle, you risk ingesting like toxic chemicals that are used in making the plastic bottle, which leach into the water over time, and it can be a hidden cause of cancer or anything, any reproductive ailments or anything like that. And when it comes to environment, it can have a greater impact than you think, because bottles that are used to package water, they can take over 1,000 years to biodegrade, and if incinerated, they can release toxic fumes. So it's like it's bad. So the thing is, what we should do is carry our own bottled water, our own bottle, which is eco-friendly. And when we go to restaurants, we can get their tap water or we can drink from our own bottled water. So we don't have to take the bottled water which is in plastic. And even if you have to order for your house, you can order like a huge amount of bottled water so that it's not small bottled waters of plastic. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Fariha. So coming to Utkarsh, since Fariha spoke about plastic water bottles, drinking bottled water, I would like to ask you: should recycling be a community service? And if yes, how can it be implemented?
Yeah, I mean, recycling should be one of the most major item when it comes to protecting the environment or saving, because what we do every day, what we use every day, is something which we can reuse it again. And there are a lot of things which I can name right now, and that can be used from our daily lives. And also it'll also help landfills, as Fariha said that landfills are 58 meters tall in Delhi and all of that. It also causes high release in ammonia, which is one of the most important part of a greenhouse. It is important greenhouse gas. So again, it in turn comes back again to global warming and all of that. So recycling is definitely one of the most important points. Every day you get invitation cards, pamphlets, brochures. All of them can be recycled, and in turn you'll just get money. So I mean, that should be one of the ways we can tell a lot of people to recycle. It'll be quite a motivation for them. And apart from that, recycling actually is a trend in US, I would say, because if anybody goes on Amazon, you can see a refurbished item that's technically a recycled item. You sell it there, and they just repair it a little bit and give it to you, sell it to you again. So, I mean, there are a lot of ways you can promote recycling, but recycling definitely should be a part of a community service. Everyone should do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So coming back to Cherry, how can we protect the environment and improve the standard of living? Because see, obviously, the humans have progressed. We are not. We have shifted to cities, and we have like high rises now. Our standard of living has improved. But how can we protect the environment despite improving our standard of living?
So to answer that question, I have a few tips you can say, because when you say save the environment, people don't know where to start. In fact, even I don't know where to start, but with these few helpful tips, maybe there will be some change. So the first and foremost I would like to say is that when you go grocery shopping and when you go to supermarkets to buy stuff that you need or that you want, let's not buy products which have which come as a result of harming animals, any wildlife animal or just animals in general, like in cosmetic products sometimes you have. And then even when somebody wants to gift you, and if it's an ivory thing or something that comes from elephant tusks, I just wish people don't buy those stuff. So when you buy, there'll be more demand. And when there's more demand, they keep on doing the same thing and they keep on selling. So once you stop buying those products, that is a good thing. And then also, this is one more, I don't know if it's like a controversial. Okay, so menstruation. It's a very controversial topic. It's a taboo in India and everywhere else, not just India, to be honest. So women in India usually buy sanitary pads, right? But in sanitary pads, there's a lot of plastic too. So for one used pad to decompose in earth, it takes 500 to 800 years. Just one pad. And imagine, maybe one average woman will be, menstruating for 40 years. On an average, you can take, and every time it's like 5 days or something. And look at how many pads it can take, and how many years it might take for that to, decompose into earth. So that is not possible. So what is the the solution for this? There is one thing called menstrual cup that you can reuse. So that is one safe way, because all women menstruate, not just women, people who menstruate. It's a thing, right? So I think if people are more conscious about that, that will be also a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Cherry. So that was a very nice observation that you have made the audience to ponder upon. And I would like to ask Fariha that what are some of the ways in which we waste energy in general?
Yeah. So I think that on a collective level, on the government level, what we can do is change the street lights, which are CFLs, to solar lights. And the thing is, I think I was in school when this idea came up, that street lights must be embedded with motion sensors. And at night, at late night, when no one's on the road, they're still burning, right? And that's waste of energy. So it can have motion sensors, and they can see, they can sense whether someone's on the road, and then they can open up, or they can switch on, right? Yeah, so that's one really big way that we waste energy. There's no one on the road, and there's street lights on for the whole night, and it's a waste of energy. And until a while ago, I didn't even know why we shouldn't waste energy, because I thought that we got energy from renewable sources. So if it's from solar energy or from wind energy, why should we not waste electricity? That was my question. But the thing is, in India, 79% of electricity comes from thermal power plants, which releases a huge amount of greenhouse gases. And that is a major contributor to climate change. So in one way, when we are wasting electricity, when we keep our bed lights on even in the day, that is indirectly contributing to climate change. So that's why we shouldn't waste electricity. And one more way that we waste electricity and also water is leaving our taps on. It's not conspicuous, but when you leave your taps on, it's using the motor which is used to bring it up, right? So that is also a waste of electricity. And changing your air filters, because when it is clogged, it takes more energy to clean the air. So you have to change your air filters every now and then. And this is not known by many people. Even I just found out like a while ago that when even if you're charging, if your phone is charged, if you still keep it plugged, it takes a lot of energy. It still takes a lot of energy. It's a waste of energy. It's actually called vampire energy because it sucks the energy unnecessarily. And so like when you don't watch the TV, just unplug it or just switch it off. Don't think that if you're not using it, the energy is not being wasted. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, the reason that we use thermal energy is because the sun isn't always shining and the wind isn't always blowing, so we have to use thermal energy. But the better way is to use nuclear energy because it gives us more electricity than solar energy or even wind energy. And if used with proper measures, it won't even give out radioactive waste. So I believe that it's the best energy, but we are going to come to that, the best alternative for energy.
Thank you so much. So Utkarsh, I would like to ask you, what are some of the things that can be recycled?
Yeah, as I mentioned in my previous question, that there are a lot of things you can recycle at home. Let me begin because charity begins at home. Everyone knows that. So the most important, which I mentioned, was junk mail and pamphlets and postcards and brochures. See, everybody knows, everybody gets it once a week. You'll have one of the guys coming at a doorstep giving some pamphlet, or you'll find them on the road, wherever. You can surely give it to one of the recycling places. They would love to take it because it reduces their cost too. Second thing, you can see you can recycle deodorant bottles. These bottles have a lot of metal, different types of metal infusion in that. That also can be recycled. Then there are these plastic bottles. Everybody knows plastic bottles are crushed and recycled again and again. Your old jeans, among the clothing, your jeans is the most recycled item because people take it for their patchworking projects and all sorts of things for that. And apart from that, you can see any tub or a bucket, a paint bucket, anything of that sort also can be recycled. Glass can be recycled. Plastic bags can be recycled. So there are a lot of things can be recycled, but we need to make sure that we found them out, we find them out, we use them again, we try to recycle them to the companies. I'll give you an example. I used to drink this. I think I used to drink ocean drink. There's a ocean drink, right? So it's written right there. If you recycle this bottle, you get $5 back. So I mean that's a good initiative by a company. You can, and like, a lot of companies can do it, and we also should try to do it.
That's really a very good answer that you have given. So I would like to ask Fariha, so basically what is, if you could choose one alternative source of energy, what would that be?
Before that, can I add something to Utkarsh's
Yes, please.
statement?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did some research and I found that two Hyderabad brothers, they started this initiative of recycling. It's called Crab Bin. And what they do is, what you have to do is go to www.crabbin.in or .com, and you have to enter your postal code, and they tell you if they're available in your region. And if it is, then you can just book an appointment, call them, and they'll just come to your place, take the recycling products and just give you the money. And the best thing is that you can subscribe to them for a monthly thing. Every month they can come and take the products. So it's a really good initiative from Telangana. And There was one more, yeah, it's called scrap queue. So there's scrap bin and there's scrap queue. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it. Even Telangana government is doing things, but but they are not implemented well. So if we can ourselves do some stuff like this, like at least every month, you can just give away your newspapers or anything like that. So it's a really good initiative. And coming to your question, the alternative way of energy. So the best way, as I said, is nuclear energy, because nuclear power gives so much electricity in just a few, like in just a few investments, and it doesn't cause much harm to people. And in contrast to thermal energy, as I said, which we use in India, it causes a lot of respiratory ailments to people because of those greenhouse gases, and it's the leading cause of global warming in India. And you can just say that the Delhi smog, all of that, which was caused, it can be the leading cause of for that. And also, I found out that we were going to start with tidal energy. That is the taking the energy from the um, motion of the ocean tides. And it's a really good initiative to take the energy from ocean tides. It can be our future. But one of the states was actually going to start with this, I think Lucknow, I don't know. But we did not. We are not investing in these things. We are not investing in renewable sources. We are investing in mandirs and and mosques, and instead of this, and it's so annoying. And we are investing in murtis, this huge ass statues. I don't know why, when we can so easily just end this power problem.
Yeah.
But it is very expensive, the tidal energy and the nuclear energy. That is why we haven't done it until now. But do you even know what the PM did with the PM Cares Fund? We don't know that.
Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it.
Energy in nuclear energy instead of because it was a question too in our panel questions, that is the government investing or not.
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah. So there is a question I want to ask you, that for renewable sources of energy, what is the should it be an economic priority? And if yes, who should bear the cost? Should it be divided between the individuals and the government, or because obviously we can't add this, or should government bear the costs alone?
Yeah, I think while ending the previous discussion, we touched few of the topics included in this question. But then yes, renewable resources or renewable way of fossil fuel, like not using fossil fuels and energy producing, that should be a priority among the all the factors of the government. It should be one of the most important stakes in the economy. Yes, that has to be done. But the question is, who should bear it? I think the government is well enough at this stage to bear it, because we do pay our taxes and dues. But yeah, another question comes up then, that do all people who work pay taxes? Because then, yeah, last survey which came up, less than 10% people pay. Then the government will ask the question, then yeah, taxpayers are not everyone pays the tax. So then yes, so government can bear the expenses if there are a bit of slacks in different areas of the expenditure, which I don't have to name and I need not name. So yeah, government can bear it. I don't think people have to strain over it. But yes, if people come forward with their donations, then that'll be definitely a helpful factor.
Thank you, Utkarsh. So now, before throwing the audience questions, I would like to ask Cherry the last question as a panelist. So, Cherry, what do you feel? This is something individuals can take care of. Overpopulation. How does overpopulation impact environment?
I think this is by far my favorite question, and thank you for asking this, Devika ji. There's a lot. So right now, the population is of human beings on planet Earth, on our Earth, It's, I think, about 7.8 and a half billion people, and that's a huge amount of people. Yet, yet I see that certain people in our locality and otherwise other states everywhere else, they have the sheer audacity to say that, oh my God, there are so many dogs, so many stray dogs, we have to control their population. How can you say that when you yourself have 2 kids, 3 kids per family? I mean, get this. I mean, I understand. Okay, fine. If you really ask about this, Devikaji, because it goes back to social issues, and social society pressure. When newly married couples, they just married after 1 year or something, are you not gonna have a baby? They ask that, and they're pressurized into having one baby, and after that, oh no, but he or she should have a sibling. He'll be alone all the time. Again, another one. Is that all really necessary? And people also giving into those pressures is what I don't understand. But now awareness is being spread, and also, welcome back, Fariha. I saw your video. Okay. Anyway, so that is there, and a lot of population, you will have to feed all of them, right? All of the people. For feeding all of these people, you need lots and lots of agricultural lands, right? And for those lands to be there, you have to cut off lots of trees, and that again results in deforestation. And we've been learning about deforestation since we were kids, right? So that happens. And then to save your crops from other animals eating, you put up fences. Sometimes that results in other animals getting killed. And again, loss of life right there. So that is there. Again, you need to accommodate all of these people. For that, you need space and lots of buildings for that. Again, and sometimes even people also say that, I'm a rich man. Okay, I understand. You have worked hard to earn so much money. You have a good job. You have a nice salary with that. So you will think of buying a house. Very good. But does one person need a huge mansion? Do we need that? I don't understand that. And then one person wants BMW, Jaguar. Okay, you can afford it. Fine, good for you. But that doesn't mean that, okay, fine, we've been fooled by telling that the more amount of riches you have, the more you can show off. In a way, you will have some kind of society standards, that status thing and all, right? That is okay. Does one person really need 3 cars? Do we need that? We don't. And with that, we are leaving lots and lots of carbon footprint. What is carbon footprint? It's like an entity, an individual, an organization, a store, a product, carbon dioxide emissions or any greenhouse gas emissions left by that entity. So that is what is carbon footprint. So what includes in carbon footprint? So if you are driving to a grocery store, then a certain amount of I think first comes China, second comes US, and third comes India. Was I going on and on? Third comes India in leaving lots of carbon footprint. So the more amount of people, and you have lots of damage to environment, because lots of people, you need to feed them, you need to accommodate, and not just buildings, you have office buildings, and these office buildings, they are being they have glasses, right? And again, glass is a conductor. What do you say that? It produces a lot of heat, and that is again damaging the atmosphere. And it's not just that. Because of so many people, you need to make so many products. We keep on consuming because of this capitalism. It goes on and on, and it's a vicious cycle. And this plastic sometimes ends up in oceans. It's like the marine life is taking the hardest hit, because also the gases that are there in the atmosphere are again being absorbed by the water, that is the ocean, the seas, the rivers. So if just by saying that, okay, I threw the plastic bag or the plastic whatever in the trash, so it's gone. It's not gone. So because it takes a lot of time to decompose into the earth, and And I think whatever plastic has been ever produced is still out there in a landfill or in an ocean. You don't know where it's ending up. So the best thing for that plastic is we can try to, as Fariha and Utkarsh said, we can try to recycle it as much as we can. But then lots of marine life is still being, oh my God, when I was reading all of this, I could not sleep last night because the birds that feed on the fish itself, and whales, huge blue whales, in one gulp, they take about um, 75,000 liters of water in one mouthful because they're huge creatures, right? In that 75,000 liters, there are lots and lots and lots of plastic too. And sea turtles, they sometimes mistake um, plastic bags as jellyfish and they keep eating and they die really painful, miserable deaths. Do we really need to do all of this? Do we really need to buy so much of plastic? I mean, there are lots of other things that we can choose to use otherwise, right? That's why I think that we don't need so much of population. So I wish maybe the government or somebody else would put this out there that you don't need more than one child. And if you do have your own child, adopt. Because there's so many children, so many children out there that don't have parents. It's scary. It's scary. We need to do that. Yeah, we need to adopt more people. We don't need more people coming into the earth. I mean, into this world. So yeah, that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing such noble thoughts, Chari. So now I have a common question. Even the audience members can answer it one by one. I would like to know from each one of you, what is that one habit you would like to change in order to save the environment? What will be your initiative to save the environment? So we'll start with Cherry first. So what is that one habit you want to change? Or you have changed?
Oh, one habit I want to change is use less plastic. Use less plastic as much as I can, because right from baby products, from the baby bottle to sanitary pads, everything has plastic, and it gets hard. It gets really hard because also the commercials, everything says buy toothpaste, buy toothbrush, and cosmetics, and everything is plastic made. So I think I would love to use less plastic. Thank you.
Sri Charan, could you also tell your answer?
One thing I would like to change is start home composting. I know Fariha would start laughing at it. Actually, I am inspired from youngsters like Fariha. We are volunteers and part of Fridays for Future Hyderabad environmental organization. So, though we have started a home composting challenge through Triple F Hyderabad in the first week of June, I haven't yet been able to start doing it at home because I was not able. No, I think you have started, right?
I have started, but it's not that good.
I think we can blame. We need not blame as such. There can always be excuses like rainy season and all that. So I would like to start doing that because right now I'm holding this book called Let's Talk Trash. It's a handbook. So this will Ganesh Chaturthi, I have taken decision again this year to go completely eco-friendly. So I just visited Marti Eco Store being run by Nidarshana Saiki yesterday in Hyderabad. So along with bringing home some lifestyle eco-friendly product alternatives, I bought this book also. So while attending this webinar, I was simultaneously utilizing time to read this book. I would also,
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. And cheers to Fridays for Future, and all the best.
So not only I want to talk about trash, I want to minimize, not only be a less waste practitioner, I have to uh, be a zero waste practitioner.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Utkarsh, your views, please.
Could I hear the question again? Actually, I
Yeah,
just wanted to get clarity.
one habit you would like to change in order to save the environment.
Yeah, I would like to mention one habit I have changed and I would like to change. At the runner-up would be the one which Charita told. Definitely use less plastic because I keep going to all these supermarkets and I forget my cloth bag. I then rush. I don't want to rush home because I'm very lazy in that. So I just buy a plastic cover, which is a very bad habit. I definitely get it, but I need to change that. One habit which I already changed is my grandmom loves planting. She loves planting trees, and we have a huge garden in my house. So what we do is, and I inculcated this from her. So what she does is she puts a bucket everywhere we use water, like drinking water and everywhere. So we pile up all the water which can be used again, the stock water from cooking, while cooking, and drinking water which gets wasted. While washing hands, during washing hands, the water gets leaked, right? All those we store it up, and then we use that for gardening purpose. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice.
Nice.
so that's one thing I really feel happy about, that I have inculcated that during the lockdown period, and I'm quite happy with that because when I measured it up, we were saving around 65 liters of planting in a week. That is technically a huge amount of water,
Wow.
and
It is.
yeah, and out of the 65 also, at least 10 liter gets still get wasted. So imagine, and we only two people live in my house. So in two people, minimal usage, 65 to 70 liter gets wasted, and there are millions of people around you. So if people
Exactly.
can use water just to plant trees, it'll help increase the groundwater level, give plants a better life, I guess. So yeah, that's my
Very nice. Very nice initiative.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Utkarsh. Fariha,
Okay. Something that I have changed is the plastic bottle thing, and one more thing that I really liked is the menstrual cup thing that Charita said.
Yeah,
The thing is, I read that there are so many people who cannot even afford sanitary napkins, cannot even
yes,
afford pads, right?
I
And
know.
we are privileged enough to have the option of choosing between biodegradable products and plastic products. So we
Yep.
have to exercise that privilege in choosing the environment, and it's hard, but we can adapt, right? So that's one thing. And one more thing that my English teacher taught me, and it's really good, I actually really admire that. I actually have a demonstration for it. When you cut something of plastic, right, we use plastic, we have to, like, we cannot
Yes.
completely banish it, we have to use some product, right? So this is Nescafe, and if I am having a cup of coffee and I have to, just tear this, what we usually do is tear it like this, right?
Yes.
But the better way to do it is tear it like this, so that it's
Uh,
still attached to the cover. And when you throw it, it's easier for them, for the garbage people, for the garbage people, for the people who distinguish between garbage and dry waste and wet waste. It's easier for them to pick out this plastic and put it in the plastic bag. This small plastic, it gets lost, and it takes thousands of years to decompose. So it's so
definitely.
easy, it's so much better to do. It takes no energy. It's just something, a small initiative that we can take in our daily lives, to just do this and not separate it and make it harder for them. And just, it's a small thing, and it's a nice thing to do, so we can do this. Also, what Utkarsh said, that we have to take cloth bags, I know this since like 2 years, but I still sometimes forget it. I admit to that. But Yeah,
human
the better
mistakes.
thing to do is just take a bag. I carry around a bag,
Yeah.
and it's better to put things in there instead of carrying a cloth bag. So,
Yeah, like I do sometimes. I carry a backpack when I go to the to shop for groceries. I take a backpack and I feel that
Yes.
it is easier to carry. I don't feel the weight on my arm, and instead of that, I just carry the backpack and come home. Yeah. So Chandra, your take, please.
Yeah, ma'am. Something what I did as an initiative, I would like to share.
Yes.
That is, like I was like I'm a lead of NSS in my college, so a coordinator as well as a leader of my college. So I made it compulsory for each and every student to plant 18 plants, 18 different varieties of plants on his birthday or her birthday, 9 in college and 9 near his house.
Wow.
So there are 100 volunteers and it's around 1600 plants we have successfully planted. So that is what I did. And I would also like to mention that sustainable development is a concept that we need to focus on, which is like we need to preserve the resources for future generation, which is really important. Let it be water, let it be, let it be pure air or any kind of thing we need to protect for our future generation, our kids or, anybody. So that is what I just wanted to tell. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Sindhuja, do you want to share one habit that you would like to change?
Yes, for sure. First of all the panelists, all the speakers, that was really good, and the information which you guys gave was really helpful. Because me myself, I always look around and think like, what am I doing to save the environment? Though we have done as a child or from our school life itself, we started doing this protest, making posters, everything. But so far as an individual, what I did, I always question that. Apart from that, coming to the question, my mom always carries this cloth bag. Whenever I go out, whenever they do, no matter where to the grocery or any other stuff, she always makes sure she carries this cloth bag, and that is what I am habituated. She totally avoids the plastic, and some things which makes me learn from her. Not only her, there are certain people, small activities, small things which actually tells us so many. It's not like every individual is being rude to the environment. They are doing, but it again depends on all the people. As we all are humans, it takes time. It do take time. But as for now, I only think that is the only thing I have changed myself, carrying the cloth bag and all. But I'm still looking forward, like the ideas the panelists have given, the stock water, as Utkarsh said, and the Charita have told the menstrual cup thing. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Fariha. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. The one which you told about the coffee thing.
Yes.
So far now I have learned these things. I try to implement them. That's it. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Siri, we would like to hear from you.
Yeah, sure. Good evening, everybody. And I'm very glad to be in this real talk. I've learned many things from you guys, how every tiny thing plays a very important role in a environment change. So I'm happy to be here with you. Here, coming to the question, I would like to share something which I discovered very recently, that Instagram, celebrities are challenging each other of planting a sapling.
Yes.
It's a kind of a challenge. So I thought that does it really require to challenge someone to save the environment? Why they wait until they are challenged? And then I thought that it is not about a challenge. It can be a push to some other to do something to the environment. So from then I thought that no matter what others do, I need to do to save the environment something, and I need to talk about it so that some other may get pushed to do something. At least if one person get inspired or motivated, and a job is done. No, so people need to talk. This is something everybody need to talk until they get they know how environment is, changing. And I decided to talk about this as possible I can.
Thank you. Thank you,
Lovely.
Fariha. Anirudh, we come to you. What is the one habit that you have changed or you want to change? Okay. And, next person, Maliha. Yeah. Yes, please. You can hear your views. Yes, we can hear you.
Would be great if you ask audience to also mention what prompted them to make that change.
Yes, that we'll ask. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what prompted them to what? I can't.
What prompted
make
them
that
to change? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing that you want to change or you have changed, and what prompted you to change? Yeah. Okay. So till we wait for Anirudh and Maliha, I would like to ask if anybody has any questions, or we have a lot of. We would like to hear from Sri Charan. Yeah. Maliha, can you share your answer now?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. The information you guys have shared so far has been really an eye-opener. I'm really thankful for that. The one thing which I have started to change recently is my choice of pens. I've gone back to the old pens, the fountain pens. So it's like, the amount of plastic which we use to make the reusable pens is about 1.6 billion pens get wasted every year, just alone in the USA. So that's a huge amount of plastic. And most of this, even though those pens are recyclable, we do not change the ink. We just directly go for a new pen. So instead of using those plastic pens, we could start going back the old way and using reusable fountain pens, which are made up of metal and stuff like that. They work for years, and it's also a really good alternative. The thing which prompted me to go for this change or make this change was the fact when I came to know that there is just literally an island of plastic in the Pacific Ocean which is as big as Texas. So how that could be? How it could be? Like, what else do we have to pay for? So that's what prompted me to make. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
That's
your.
a great idea.
Keep your. So Sri Charan, we'll start with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So annually, the trash generated by us humans is 1.2 billion tons. And it's equivalent to 500 million hippos.
Thank you.
So there are two things I wanted to quote from this book, which I read now.
Yes.
While being part of this conversation. This is one thing, how much trash we are generating, and we have managed to dump trash on the highest mountains and in the deepest seas. Something has got to give unless we act fast. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Fariha, closing comments.
Yes, I'd like to say that I also changed plastic straws to metal straws, steel straws. It's better than paper straws, which we get from trees. So it's really good. You can carry around steel straws, and you get it on Amazon.
Utkarsh.
That's it.
Utkarsh.
I would support Fariha's point. Backpack, I carry 4 straws and a cleaner so that I can use it anytime, anywhere I want.
I just switched to.
Yes. Okay. You switched to
toothbrush.
Wooden toothbrush. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, I ordered that actually recently. But anyway, apart from that, just one thing I would like to tell everyone to follow is try focusing on the smaller aspects of it.
Right.
Try not taking your vehicle to the grocery store. I mean, a kilometer is not a big deal for you to walk. Right. try using like a metal straw or a wooden toothbrush. Something like that. Very, very small steps can make a big difference. That's all.
Thank you. Cherry.
Well, I would actually go with what else has said. Also, one small thing is that I've seen certain people switching on lights and fans when you don't have to use it during daytime. Still going on and on. I wish that people stop doing that and also use less air conditioner if it's not really that hot. Maybe you shouldn't have AC on because that is again the whole cycle starts. So that is what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Chandra.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
One point I missed was, and I think Utkarsh have witnessed that we need to use. I think I have a group of. I'm a cyclist in that group wherein we promote cycling. So that is what even I would like to raise the point that yeah, go for when the distance is very small, we are very lazy. We take our cars or we take our bikes and go for 1 or 2 kilometers. So it's better we buy a cycle, and cycling is good for health, and as well as it saves some fuel, budget friendly, and many time environmental friendly. So that is what I wanted to point on. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Which place you are from? May I know? Even
Sir, I'm from Hyderabad.
Okay, even I am a cyclist.
Wow. That's really great. That's really great. Sindhuja,
Sir,
Seri,
I
Fariha.
am part of Hyderabad cycling group.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I am.
Sindhuja, your closing comments.
Well, so far now, I don't know. Being an individual, I just want to keep doing something for the environment. At least if I'm not doing, I just want to make sure that I'm not polluting in any way. So till now, I think consciously I have done something by not polluting. That's it. By using a cloth bag or saving up the water, electricity, switching off the fans or something like that. Yes, I have done that so far. But hugely, I really looking out for the change. Obviously, as every individual, we are waiting for fresh air, something like that. So yes, I hope one day we'll get to be like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Siri.
Yeah, I have nothing else to say because everybody covered almost everything. And I thank Charita for giving information about that menstrual cup. And I'll make sure that I'll follow it. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience, and to all the speakers who have given us great insights and made this discussion worthwhile. And we all at least have a common goal of saving the environment. On